All right, guys, here we go. Can you guys hear me okay? Yeah, yeah. Okay, here we go, gentlemen. Looks like we're going to open right on our 42 pivot. And we're going to see what happens here. Either we push off here up towards 50.52, or we're going to close initially here under it and roll down to our 32.75 low. Let's see what happens. That bid here, as we can see here at 40, is holding. So we came down, sniffed into there, 40, kind of 39-ish bid, kind of held up here. We dried up right away. Let's see what happens here once this bell rings. And here come the bidding. A lot of people shorted there under 44. You see they're getting kind of pulled up on here. We'll see how these prints here at 45 do, but good chance that we kind of rotate back up here towards our 52 level. We're going to see if it happens. So that's one, and then a secondary session here testing our 42.50 level. All right, here we go. Initial push there into 46 stuffed. We're going to see if there is good bidding there. There we go. Bids rated open print, not a single lot here traded under the open. Kind of overnight highs right here. Expect people to kind of sell here into 48, right? Kind of front run that 50 because of quote unquote overnight highs. So we'll see if we can get up here into 52, get a look at it. Sellers in here around 48 and a half, starting to absorb some price there. Okay, so our first push there into 48 got nicely absorbed. Very nice. So there's our nice little first bit of information, quote unquote, overnight highs have been sold. Not anywhere that I want to trade, but they get in the way of us trading into our 52 level. So there might be an opportunity to sell, kind of like 47.50 here if we come back up and tap it. But I'm not interested in trading here in the first few minutes at all. We want to chill out and we want to let the information kind of roll out. Okay, so what happened? We opened and pushed right away, right? A little bit of short covering, right? Bids rated open print. Secondary tap here, 47.25. There we go. Watching to see if the sellers start refreshing. There you go. Very nice. Okay, so 47.25, perfect call there. We just kind of revisited it. Now we'll come down, test the open, and we're going to snip below the open and look at those prints beneath the open to see if we can offer beneath there. Here we go. So good call right there. See if we get under the open here and can accept below 42 or not. We got some lower stops here right below 40. So again, there we go. Quick look here. Let's watch the prints. 220, 240, 280. Looking to see if selling picks up here. Or okay. They're trying. There we go. I don't see a lot of really strong sell prints here yet. We're trading our 42 level. We'll see if it holds up here. Bids slowly starting to come in there. Good soak there. Very good. Very good there. Right at 43. Okay. Testing it again. Again, sniffing below the open here. I'm watching to see if we start flipping negative here. So far, it's a good bid right at our level. It's holding well. We can't offer anything here beneath 42 yet. So a couple little taps there to our level, holding well. Sellers adding here at 45, 46. So they're getting positioned lower here now on the tape. Very good. Okay, so some good order flow right there. Watching the sellers try to move down here in the auction and provide some lower resistance. So let's see here. We got 2 minutes to go. About a minute to go. Let's see how the first 5 closes above our 42 or below. Here we go. We're going to sniff into IB low, or sorry, not IB low. We're not close yet. Our level is 42.75 or 42.50. So we still can't offer anything here below the level here yet. Sellers are positioned here right at about 46. 30 seconds here to go for the close. So far, fairly balanced open here, nothing too crazy. Sellers came in exactly where we thought we'd see them, and we're bidding exactly where we thought we'd see them bid. Really watching the offer here at about 46 here to see if it continues to add selling pressure. Right now, they're doing a pretty good job on these pops here, absorbing inventory, and they've built a pretty good short here. Decent, I'd say. It's nothing big, but we'll see if they continue to hold here. We just tapped it again, and they're sent it down. Tape's kind of speeding up here a little bit. So first 5's in the book. Nothing too crazy. Fairly bearish bar here, rejecting our 47.50 level. We kind of looked above and rejected it. If we get going here under 42, we might not pull back to it. It just might be an open and flush here. So AKA a stop run. But as you can see, bids are pretty active here right on our level already, trying to hold it. You see those bids really kind of digging in here, man. Really digging in nicely right at our level. They're holding really well. Even though we're selling here at 46, as we come into our pivot at 42.50, they just can't offer. They're being met by a very strong bid. So it's a battle of very tight range here. So either 42 fails or 46 fails. So someone's going to get their stops ran here. We're building all the volume in pretty tight here to start, only about a 4-point range. Sellers going to take another stab at it. Really watching prints here into 42. See if they can even start printing. So far, we haven't been able to. We're stuck at that last previous low. We haven't been able to print anything below it here. So let's keep an eye. Here we go. 280. 350. Come on. What are you going to show us here? Show 6, 700, 1500. What are you going to do? 380. A bit of selling there. There we go. 140, 130. So here's an attempt here to move lower. Bull's still right there, man. Good soak. Bulls are active here. It's not enough selling here yet to break that. We got to see prints like 1500, 2000. We got to see them really aggressively start selling into 42. We'll see it if it happens. So 2 minutes here to go for the first 10. All right, and then we'll keep an eye on how this session closes up here. The first 10 auction. Very strong bid here at 43, just exactly where we thought we'd see it, 42 and a half. Sellers really trying to get this thing going, really watching the prints here. 140, 130. Up there. Wow. Wow, bulls are really active here, man. 42.5, just gobbling it up. Sellers are doing their best here. They're throwing a lot at it. I got to see this delta really flip to like negative 300, 400, 700, 800. Really start get cooking here. They're throwing a lot at it. They just can't get the prints lower here. We're stuck at like negative like 150, right? We get up a little bit and then it gets chewed back down. But they're throwing a lot at it here. 160, 150. Minute to go here for the first 10. Really curious to see how this first 10 closes here. It's above or below 42.5. So far, Bull's doing a good job here, man. I mean, it looks weak. They're throwing a lot at it here, but we're not breaking yet. Very nice. Good defense, man. For now. Literally to the tick of our level. 30 seconds to go here for the close. Remember what we said in our pre-market meeting, 42 is going to be an open pivot, right? It's going to kind of decide the direction here of balance. And so far, the Bulls are in control here. There we go. Stops here over 46 now here. If the Bulls can start printing, we'll run these stops and rotate all the way back up to overnight highs and probably up to our 52, 53 level. So good defense here. We'll see if the Bulls can now sniff into these stops over 46. We'll see if they start printing. There we go. Watching here now. Bidding kicking in here right at 46. They're trying to buy up the offer. Sellers trying to add back, trying to stop the advance, but I don't know. Watch to see now 47 starts printing. Now people are naturally going to again short quote unquote overnight highs. First attempt got nowhere, came right into our 42.50 level and we held like easy. All right. There we go. 47 now bidding. You can see how strong bidding here. They're trying to break this thing up and get this thing over 50. So we'll see what happens here. 47.5 here first. Really good positive buying coming in. Sellers back in there trying to protect their overnight high position. Sorry if anyone's typing in the room there, guys. I typically don't look too much at chat here during the open. I like to pay attention here to the tape and what it's trying to show us. So far, pretty kind of balanced auction here, man. The Bears aren't able to break down, Bulls aren't able to break up here just yet. So, we are in a reversal zone. This is why 47.50 could reject and rotate, back all the way back to 32, right? So 47 to 32 could still happen, especially if we close under 42 here, right? This is why we said 42 is going to be a pivot. It's going to be up to the Bulls to hold it, and it's going to be up to Bears to get the auction underneath it. So while the Bulls are doing everything to hold it here, they're still not advancing the auction much higher. So we're coming close here to the first 15-minute close, and now we're sniffing here below 42 here again. And we're going to see if we close this 15-minute session underneath 42 here. Remember, we've got stops here just below 40. If we run those stops, we'll go all the way down to 32.50, 33 here, right? Including the open stops of everyone who's buying long. So decision time. I want to see a new low and see what the selling prints actually look like here, even if we go down like 2 ticks, right? And then I want to see if like that aggressive drill down order flow gets initiated here. Right now, there's pretty good prints here at the bottom, 380 now, 440. You really want to see this thing go to like, 7, 800, 900. There we go. There's a new low. Dried up right away on the offer, man. My goodness. See that? What do we go? 1 tick? There's no supply there. There's no supply in a 42. So, like we said, this level's holding up pretty well here to start. They're going to really have to find the supply here, guys, beneath 42 here. So we'll see. Got a minute to go here for this first 15 close. But as you can see on that drop, really got to see some prints here below 42. Even though it's a bearish bar here so far, there's some warning signs on the order flow, right? So the bears really got to get this thing cooking and find the volume below 42. Let's see how we close this 15. We could just close it just below the level, and then the next candle opens up and just starts selling. There we go. See how the selling's initiated here now? Now they're starting to try to drill this. Let's see how we close here. 10 seconds. We're probably going to close around the level. Look at that bounce, man. Warning signs, right? We closed literally 1 tick above our level, and then as soon as we open, the 15 just gets bounced. So far tape is correct, right? Good support here at 42. It's a contextual level, right? And so far we're correct in our planning here this morning. So far bears can't get it under, man. So if we can't break this thing down 42, eventually we're going to rotate up and take out those stops over 46, and we'll find ourselves back up at an attempt here up towards 52. Not ruling out the bears here, but they really got to get even some lower time frames underneath 42 and find the supply, right? Lots can change here in 15 minutes, right? We're only 15 minutes into the open session. But so far we've tapped our 42.50 level like probably like 8 times here now. But I'm going to stay out the first 30 here, guys. I'm just going to use it for information gathering purposes, right? I want to watch the positioning here. We'll see how it all transpires. Any questions here so far, guys? Make sense? Feel free to jump on the mic or post questions here in chat. You can see how the bears really want 42, right? They know it's an important level like we do, right? They know they got to get under, and the bulls are buying it because they know it's a very important level. But some really good information here, even in the first like 20 minutes here, what's going on, right? I would say it's a pretty balanced auction. And so far, overnight inventory is net long. We're unable to break the auction down to go clean up inventory to the downside. So far, higher acceptance is being held at our 42.50 level. It's up to the bears to get this underneath. Right? To me, this isn't bearish tape at all. So they're going to have to show me the closes under 42 and introduce the supply to give us a stop run. Lots can change here quickly, right? So we'll see if they're able to find it. But you can see the volume building here, man, right at 42, 43. They're trying to get it. Very hard selling here now at 42 and a half. Rated our level. There we go. They're starting to drill it here now. So now they're getting the stops. They're trying to go. I saw that delta print there about 1,050. But again, there's nothing here, man. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it here for the short here, guys. Until they can show us that we can get it under 42 and keep it offered. We got really good responsive bids here right at our 42.50 level. I think this thing, it feels like this thing's going to rotate back up. But we'll let the 30 close. So at least I am. That last attempt to move lower there, we go from 6,000 contracts to 520 to 119. Like the offer just falls off. So like I said, they got to be able to find the supply below 42 to really break this thing down. Right, Griff? Right, Paulo? Yes, sir. But so far, Bulls in control, man. Right? Bulls defending higher. That acceptance and context level 4250 that we went over for the bell, holding very, very well. Overnight bids, unable to run their stops to the downside. To me, that shows me weakness in the offers, and this thing's most likely to attempt to rotate back up here. And we are absolutely correct for now. Still lots of time left. 10 minutes here to go in the open session, and we'll just see how it closes. This thing could, come up here to the offer here at 46 stuff. We close the 30 under 42, and the next session opens up and gets drilled down to 32. That could also happen. But for now, we can't get under 42. So no positions here for me, guys. Yep, I'm just observing the open order flow, right? It still could go either way here, man. Right? Still could go either way. I think we'll get clarity here in the next 8 or 9 minutes here towards the close of the session. But so far, attempts to break our 42 level, bulls have defended. Attempts to move higher here into our 52 level, bears have defended. So typical people shorting at Globex highs, right? This is like kind of a retail thing, right? We know 42 holes today, we could see, 62 to like 70, right? So, if they can't break this thing below 42, we know pretty much where this thing's going. These guys will all get ran over here, shorting overnight highs and 50, and we'll, move beyond that, accept higher, and we'll push up towards 60 to 72 here today. If the long holds. As you can see, as we push into 46 here, we're refresh on the offer, right? So we're really getting nowhere. Volume's building, and I think next session here we'll get our clarity. Let's see how we close. Lots can change here. So we're getting a nice look here about 46. Watching the bidding coming in here. Good bidding here, 47. We'll see if they start bidding here now above the offer here. So now all the bulls got to do here is really bid above 46. If they keep the bid above where everybody's short here now, um, this thing will just continue to roll up here on short covering. So pretty easy defense here for the bulls here today. Our level held perfectly, and now we're coming up to overnight highs. Everyone's gonna short, 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 short. So now all I'm looking for now is, are the bulls going to be able to bid here now above where all the shorts are short, right? And if that's the case, then it's an easy continuation move up towards our 53 level. And possibly, I think that if we hold 42 here today, we'll rotate up towards a high of day of between around 60 to 72 here. So I think it's a good target for us as we went over. So sellers back in here at overnight highs, guys. It's nothing too crazy. It's a pretty boring open session, but so far our biggest takeaway is that our 42.50 levels held, right? It's held two straight sessions here now, and you know where, excuse me, what levels that opens up. So we'll see here next session if we return back to 42 and we hold. I think that's a good level here for the rest of the day, and context should be pretty clear. If we somehow close beneath 42, well, then again, we know where that is headed, right? So we still got about 3 minutes here to go. We'll see how the next session opens up here. We'll just see how we close. So far, pretty easy defense from the bulls here. Very, very easy. It's not selling tape, remember what we were talking about? This isn't selling order flow. It'll change if we get under 42. But so far, those defenses, the attempts to get under 42 have been very, very weak. Let's see how we close. 3 minutes to go. Right, Paulo? So 2 minutes to go. Remember, guys, the last 30 seconds is usually fairly interesting here for closes. So we'll see if something interesting happens here towards the close. Like I said, we could come into 30 seconds. They could go boom, 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 push this thing below 42, and then we close 10 a.m. below 42, and then kind of everything changes, right? So got to always be open to both sides. But so far, the bears aren't showing us anything order flow wise. Excuse me. Boom, 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 boom. Pretty good soaking here again into 46, 47 here on these pushes, but again, Bears had their chance to get this under 42. We could barely sniff below it. So, I mean, you can sell up here all you want. I'm just not interested in shorting this at all unless we close under 42. Here we go. We're going to close the 30 here. So nothing surprising here in the last 30 seconds. Held up really, really well. Strong. Bulls in complete control here, guys. Market's up green. We're over our 42. We know where price is most likely headed to here now. I'll watch it on any test over 42 here. Or if we get over and close over our 52.25 level right here, I can look to take that long as well because I know where price is heading. So now we open the 30, responsive buying right away. Look at that. Buy, 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 buy. People will short 50 here, but so far I don't know why you'd want to short this here now overall because of bulls in complete control. Look at the buying coming in here. 50. Boom, boom, boom. Slapping 400. People will short here though. And they'll naturally short rate at our 52 level because of quote unquote previous candle rejection. I hope they do, and I hope it rotates back down to 42, and I'll buy it. Good, strong buying right at the start of this candle, man. Right at the start of the session, buying initiated right away at 48. You can see it's just strong, boom, 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 boom. So see what happens here into 52, right? We could reject 52, right? 52 could reject and we could sell all the way to 30. That's also a path, right? But until they close under 42, I'm not interested in shorting, even if it works here at 52. I'd more or less wait for it to come down to 42 and make that decision. Boom, 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 boom. Yes, sir. There we go. We're coming up to 52 here. There we go. Like buy, 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 buy. Very strong buying here, guys. Hopefully, I'm keeping you on the right side of things. That this thing ain't no short. All right, we moved up 10 points here already. As you can see, as soon as the 10 o'clock session opened up here, buy, 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 buy. So we're coming right up to our 52 and a quarter level. We'll see what kind of transpires here. We see sellers coming in here right about 51. Excuse me, guys. Still got a scratchy throat. There we go. Level hit. So target hitting here. You are going to attract some sellers here. So we'll see if the bid falls off here into 52 and a quarter or 52 and a half. Right now, as soon as we hit it there, you can see the bid pull off the auction there. So nobody's willing to supply bid here into 52 to start. And only 22 people bought 52 here. So immediately see sellers trying to absorb price there from 50 up. So we cleared out everybody shorting overnight highs. We cleared out the offer there at 46 where everyone was getting short. And now we're coming back up and most likely distributing some of that long position to retail here, buying over 50. And you're going to attract some sellers here just due to that previous candle failure there like yesterday. what time was that at yesterday on that session? Right 9:30, right? So I mean, this is literally previous day's highs here, right? So you're going to attract people that are naturally going to sell here. As you can see at the very top, there's nobody willing to place a bid, right? Very, very weak bid into the level. Oh man. Ah. Boring session here, but pretty easy to read. Boring. So as you can see, we're pulling away. So there's some very good signs that we're hitting a high here right into our level, right? So the bid pulled right off it. They tried to buy it again, but they couldn't buy anything, right? There's nobody willing to buy here at 52 to start. Very weak bid. So we're kind of turning the corner here. There's a couple of reasons people are selling 52, right? We have our own reasons why it's a level, has nothing to do with yesterday's highs. And there we go. Very nice rejection. So bid sitting right down at our level at 42. We'll see if we rotate down here towards open print slash 42. We'll see what happens if we trade into it. Or we'll see if they start bidding above previous sellers here at 46. You're going to have naturally people buying 50 here high, looking for, oh, buy 50 on the pullback, right? These are normally small time frame traders here, like 1 minute, 2, 3 minute, 5 minute, buying their little moving averages. So whenever you get like a 3-4 point pullback on the E-mini, and then you see bids come in, you know who's buying there, right? Little moving average traders. Not hating on them, just it's important to know who's transacting where, right, and how they transact. Right. So if you see a bid here, you're like, is it that strong of a player? Right. So if I look at 50, I'm like, well, this is probably a moving average trader here who's just trying to buy this pullback to join this up move. Is he the strongest type of trader? We'll see if the bid gets bigger, but this could easily just be sold into, and these guys all got to stop out when we come down. So we'll see if the bid gets bigger here. Any questions, guys? We're good. Don't know if my commentary is helping you here, but hopefully it is. Maybe it's too much. I'm doing a lot of blabbing for 10 points, but hopefully I'm kind of describing everything pretty clear to you guys. There we go. Now we're going to see if we run these stops here to the downside, right? You can see how much inventory has been absorbed. This is really good. This is actually going over the absorption webinar I did here, right? You can see how much inventory now has been absorbed above 49, right? And you can see the possibility here flushing these stops now below 48. So the bids here at 48, a lot of people have been absorbed on that attempt to push up, and we could see right away that there was no demand into our 52 level. We'll see if they take another run at it here. So I would watch if we start off from below 48 here. If we start off from below 48, like decently offered here, and we see the selling really starting to increase, then I think we can, most likely rotate back down towards 42. We'll see if this bid can hold or not. I'd like to see it sniff below here. Here we go. Watch this. Watch these prints here, fellas. Let's see what happens here. One. Let's see if they start drilling this or if they're able to hold on here. This is everything I went over on that absorption webinar, right? This is like picture perfect. Right? We'll see if it falls here or not. See if the bulls are able to hang on. But that sequence there above 48, that's everything that I went over on that order flow replay. Ooh, look at the printing here at 47 and a half here. Someone's trying to sell here now. Boom, boom. Look at that. Let's see if they can sell more here. See if we can print below 47. Sometimes it's too easy. You guys see all that? That is exactly what that webinar went over, right? Now it may get bought up here real quick, like come down to the open or to this kind of high volume purchases here, right at like 46. Remember I was talking about 46 bids, they might just send it right back up. But that was a really good sign from 52 that that initial push has been absorbed. All right, so it can be a scalp, right? I mean, 5 points is 5 points, right? We might rotate back down all the way down into 44 here, tag the open. I'd prefer to tag the level, but there's some stuff that's in the way. You could see them bidding 46 here already. But that's how quickly you can catch these moves. You see it before anybody else, right? There we go, fellas. What I tell you, there's the drill down. Right into the bids here, right at 44, 45. So we could bounce right off here. You're going to have people buying the open print. That was another fantastic call, right? So everything that I went over on that absorption webinar on the weekend, bang on, right? And then here we're getting bounced right away exactly where the real bid is. Great stuff. We haven't done much. Like we've only done 10 points in this session, but like look how we're able to see the market, right? We see it before anybody else. Well, there's other people joining it, obviously, people like us, but we're not waiting for some sort of like pattern to show up, right? We know exactly where to look for these moves, right? And then the order flow, we're always, 5 steps ahead of the chart trader, right, Griff? Boom, 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 boom. Just trying to keep you guys on the right side of things, guys. Right? You see how things change very quickly? Context changes, right? We held the bid right where we were supposed to hold it for the open, and the offers came in right where we thought the offers would come in. Okay, what has happened so far? Well, we know where the bid is, we know where the offer is. Right now, it's a battle of, are the bulls going to be able to get this over 52, or the bears going to be able to get this under our 42 and a half level? Right? We know where price will go in either of these circumstances. But basically, this as a whole is a very balanced open session. So until either of these sides make their moves, we expect kind of rotation. But everything's going to change if we get above 52 or below 42 and a half and actually close the sessions below it. This is why we always plan both sides of the tape here, fellas. But wasn't that beautiful there? As soon as we got under, the bid there at like 47, you see how that those prints just absolutely increased there. That you could draw a line right at 48, and that's exactly where they start to drill it. They're still drilling it. Look at these prints. So people will buy here at 44. People will buy here at the open. People will buy here at 42. Okay, so we're going to come into a little bit of a crowded area, but we could close this 30 underneath 42 as well. So let's watch what happens here. Sellers in control from 48, right? So as soon as we started printing below 48, everything has changed, right? So now they're going to start buying in here. It's going to get a little bit crowdy and messy here, 44 to 42. But selling is staying strong here, guys. I hate it when everything's on top of each other. Like we got our level, we got open print, and then we got like the current IB low, right? I know IB can move here because we haven't closed the session yet, but it gets annoying. Doom. There we go. So as soon as we hit open print, what do we see? We see the offers pull off, right? Right into the bid just below the offer, right? But we're still selling hard, right? We're still drilling into this area here. So whenever I see sessions like this, guys, we're like 12 minutes out, I want to let the session close, right? Now we may just bounce off here and it may work, but when we're in situations like these and I can see them just drilling price down, I don't touch it. I let the entire session close and I give a chance for them to work out price here into the close of the 30 here. So we're still heavy on the sell here, guys. We could get below 42. Let's see what happens. You see how that zero print just got gobbled right up and we just continue to find supply, right? So this is why session closes to me are the most important thing. Order flow can lie to you, right? You'd be like, oh, there's a zero print, fucking go long. And then you get dumped through and you're like, oh, what the hell happened? Context is everything, boys. Now we're coming into 42, so now things can change here, fellas. We got 10 minutes here left to go in this session. There's no sign of the sell slowing down here. So let's see what happens here in these session lows. 48 selling really kicked in there, man. We saw the absorption first, probably before most people, right? We warned about lack of interest of bids into 52. We're now over 10 points down, and we saw exactly where the selling really kicked in, right? So when we started drilling those stops there from the highs. So now we're trading into the session low. We find lack of selling, right into 40, about 41 in these lows. So we're gonna, like I said, we got to find the supply. We got to close beneath 42. I think if we get beneath 42 and a half, 42 here, context could change. So let's see what happens here. We got 10 minutes left to go. There it is, fellas. What I tell you. There it is, drilled. This is why we let sessions close, man. This thing's coming to 32. Don't force it, don't chase it. Just let the session do its thing. How beautiful was that, man? What perfect planning, right? Perfect planning, perfect call at the top there at 52. I called out, made you guys, I shouldn't say call out. I'm trying to point out the aggressive selling that kicked in at 48. I said, don't long 42, leave it alone. And then boom, we come into 42. I said, don't touch it. It's heavy still. And then we just drilled all the stops from the open. So, right. We'll see. We could definitely trade 32 here. So we'll see how the session closes, right? They could just buy it all up here and send it back over 42. But Mark has done a good job of cleaning everybody out here so far. We've cleaned out some overnight stops, both sides, right? Cleaned out the shorts from the highs, and we pretty much cleaned out that bid there at 40. Hopefully, I'm keeping you guys safe. This is why I say wait. Very nice, right? And now they bid. So they've cleared everybody out, right? Anyone who's been holding positions for the most part, unless you were able to catch that top of this there, 50, 52, has been blown out long and short here. So now we'll see how they close the session. I'm going to tighten up this mult here to there we go. It's a little bit better. Getting a little bit too wide there in the multiplier. And now they're trying to buy it all back. So we'll see if the session closes here over 42. This just might be a really nice short trap, right? Get everybody short, they close it back over 42 here, and then next session they just buy it right back up. But the market's done a really, really good job of cleaning kind of the books, right? And pretty bullish 5 minute close there, and we got about 5 minutes here to go to the 30. So we'll let the 30 close up, and then I'll kind of call it here with you guys, and I'll just stay on text here in the main channel here for the rest of the day. But some pretty good extension there. But again, we're back over 42 and a half. So we'll just see how this session closes, man. Any questions? I got a couple minutes to go here, guys. Feel free to ask any questions. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. If we can't close under 42 and a half, I would take this thing long, right? I'd take it long, look for it to retest where we just came from, that 52 and a quarter level, and then give a chance for it to trade. If we can close over it, like I said, we could still trade, 60 to, 75-ish area, at least 60, right? It does open up 60 if we hold 42 here today. So it's just going to take a bit of time to get through that 52. But if they can't get this auction accepted under 42, we know where price should rotate up to. Make sense? Yep. Yeah. If we get under 42 and we can actually keep it offered, yeah, we'll trade down to 33, right, and get down there and sniff it. We tried to right there, but just look what happened. Look at the wick on this candle, right? Just strong reaction. We run a bunch of stops and then got bought right back up, and bears could not get the close. So they've had a couple good stabs at it. I think bulls have done a good job of defending, right? I like it, right? Look at this close, right? We're look at this fucking session. So yeah, I like it for the long, right? If they can't get this under 42, that's my level. And if it doesn't come back to 42 in this session, we close above 52, I'll just join it there and bid it there and take it up towards 65, 70 here. If we can get that move, I'll hold it all day. All right. Yeah. No, good questions, bro. I like it. Oh man, just got fantastic news here this morning. Our finance minister in Canada has resigned. I couldn't be more happier. Swear this woman's on drugs, man. We call her Twitchy. Oh, I can't wait till this government gets ran out, man. It's gonna be a glorious time. Well, I mean, I'm Canadian. I have Mexican residency status, yes, but yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, I eat a lot of pastor tacos, bro. I eat a lot of pastor tacos. Love it. Man, the Canadian dollar was just looking at, it's like we're trading at a buck 42. I was looking at our levels there on the Canadian dollar. This thing could hit 55 cents USD here in the next year or two. It looks like we're trending that way. So thankfully, I don't deal with the Canadian dollar anymore. We call it the Arctic peso back home. I think we still got a couple Canadians in here. The snow peso, yeah. Pierre, yeah, Pierre's cool, man. He's a straight shooter. Unfortunately, both Pierre's going to get dumped with a pretty shitty situation on top of him here when they get a super majority. But yeah, he's good stuff. Yo, Brian, what up? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Mm-hmm. So how would you look at how we just closed balance? Ver- Yep. 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 I so for me, I look at this. Okay. Yes, you could look at a 52 sell. I like the short underneath 42 better, personally. Right. We've looked below the open print. We've bought back up. We've held 42 and a half perfectly, two straight sessions that have closed bullish. We've had a chance to break down. We haven't sold down. Now we're coming back up to quote unquote, well, 52. Now we got IB high here as well. But for me, it's like, yeah, you could look for the short here. I mean, you've got balance here now. There's nothing wrong with looking at that there. It's just now for the rest of the day as a whole, as a context, we've had a couple of opportunities to sell down and we haven't been able to maintain anything on the sell side. So if you do get a short here off 52 and it works, yeah, we could rotate back down towards open print at 42. Um, for me on the short, I'm more willing to join it on a session close and hold under 42. So even if we don't pull back to 42 now and long and we look strong and a bid moves up here at like 50 and they start bidding this higher and I don't get a fill here at 42, I'll join it above 52 and just hold that long up towards, like I said, 70 to 75 here could trade for a high of the day. So it's up to you, really. I mean, I'm just not going to short today unless we're under 42 or we get up to those extension levels. I'm not saying that 52 can't work here, but I'm just looking at kind of overall context of the day. Yeah. What do you think? What do you think? Let me ask you. Hmm. Yep. Yep. Mhm. It is. Yep. Yeah, it does put me off too. And I mean, it could work, right? Maybe we analyze it too much, right? Like we're going to have people that are going to short here anyways. There's people that are going to fade balance, right? Like right now, they're going to start shorting into IB high, looking to take this down to IB low, right? And this is natural. And you're going to have other people that join here because of overnight highs. You're going to have other people join here because of yesterday's highs, right? So you're going to have a lot of people shorting here and it still could work, right? We could get 5 points, we could get another 10-point dump. I'm just going to stay away from it, and I'm right beside you because of the context of what just happened here and understanding kind of who's in control right now. But yeah, like right now, see how we just hit it, right? Yeah, we struggled right away, right? Like they pulled the bid again, only 22 contracts sold. So yeah, if this starts looking really heavy on the sell and balances here, yeah, I mean, if it's jumping out at us, it's jumping out at us for sure. Absolutely, I agree. Yep. Yeah. Awesome. Good stuff, guys. Any other questions? I love questions. And that's just my take. Right. So we'll see what happens here, guys. And we'll continue to chat here in the main room here, but I'm gonna hop hop off the mic here and give my throw a little bit of a break here. But that's what we'll work with for the rest of the day. I gotta look at NQ here and gold and oil here, see what's cracking with those things. But we're looking strong here, man. We're already getting good bidding here over 52. So just be careful here, fellas. All right. Be careful. All right, I'll be here, guys. I won't go anywhere. I'm just gonna give my voice a break.